So okay, let's take a look at our scene and let's start adding the components for whatever color. Now I've got a little beanie here, which is apparently the helmet they use in my sport, and I'm going to drag that into the frame. Now, all of the snapping bars are doing all kinds of things that I don't want, so I'm just going to hold down the S key to disable them and get my logo where I want it to be. Okay, now let's take a look at that logo. When I expand it, the beanie is made up of 4 different parts: the strap, the outer hat, the inner hat, and the little ball on top. I want to hook each of these up to the school colors, so let's start with the black and orange. I'm going to select the outer hat, move over to my properties, and change the color to black. I'm going to select the inner hat and change its color to orange. Now since I don't know the specific color, I'm just going to type orange here and let the .NET framework come up with what it thinks the closest color to orange is. You know that's a little bit too bright, so I'm just going to bring it down just a touch. Now I'm going to set both of these colors up as specific resources so that I can access them elsewhere. For the inner hat, I'm going to use that and call it the primary color. So I'm going to convert this to a new resource and name it accordingly. So now my color picker has switched over, so instead of being able to specify the color, it shows that I'm using that local color resource. I'm going to do the same thing with the outer hat, and even though black is a pretty easy color to specify, I'm going to convert it the same way. This is my secondary color. Alright, now I've got the colors set up for my team. You know, I want that little ball on top to match the primary color, so I'm going to select the ball, go to my color resources, and just select the primary color, so now those match up the way I want. You know, while I'm at it, let's go ahead and select the outer frame, and let's set its fill to that same color. Now I've kind of got my application started, and these are showing the team colors for one of my teams. I'm going to go to my Resources tab, and I'm going to grab all of these resources together into its own resource dictionary. For simplicity, I'm just going to name this Team A. Now, looking over in the Resource Inspector, you can see that I've got a Team A resource dictionary, and if I expand app.xaml, it will also tell me that I'm linked to Team A. Now, all those resources I created them in the window, so let's move those into my Team A. All I have to do is click and drag it into the new resource dictionary, and I've moved those resources from the window into the Team A resource dictionary. Alright, now I've got my chief rival, Team B. Let's go ahead and create a dictionary for them. I'm going to name this Team B, and now my app.xaml is linked to both resource dictionaries. Now, Team B has got a primary and a secondary color the same way that Team A does, so I'm going to duplicate those resources from the Team A resource dictionary into the Team B. This is done easily enough by just copying and pasting. So now we see that Team A and Team B both have keys for primary color and secondary color. But my application is showing the orange and black, well, those colors are the same. Let's go ahead and change the colors. The primary color for Team B is maroon. And the secondary color for Team B is white. So now my application is showing Team B's colors. Now, how does the application know which set of resources to use? Well, whenever a new resource dictionary is added, it is linked last in the list. Whenever an object needs its resources, it first goes to its parent, in this case the window, and then goes to the set of resource dictionaries, Team A and Team B, but it goes to the last dictionary first. If I want to, I can right-click app.xaml, and this shows me all the resource dictionaries that are currently linked. If I unlink teamb.xaml, it's going to warn me that, you're removing a resource dictionary. If anything is referring to those resources, they're going to lose their connection. Do I want to continue? Well, in this case, that's perfectly acceptable, because as soon as I pull Team B out of the equation, all of the controls will now find their resources in Team A. Now when I remove Team A, it will give me the same warning, but when I hit yes this time, there's no more resource dictionaries that have the particular color. The results palette comes up immediately and warns me that I'm using primary and secondary resources, but it doesn't know where those come from. So now, I need to remember that if I want my application to work properly at all times, I need to make sure that one of my resource dictionaries is always linked. Let's go ahead and run my application. Now my application is going to show up with whatever set of resources is currently linked, but I still don't have any functionality available to be able to change that resource. I can click the button all I want, I can try to drag, but there's still no interactivity here.